just start by saying, obviously due to COVID and a lot of the changes, we're not able to meet in New York on the stage at our big idea session, but this is just as exciting and just as fun. And I look forward to the interaction and the conversation that we're going to have today. And I want to thank you very much for your partnership and the relationship and all the fun that we've had together so far. And I really look forward to what's next. And with that, if I'd like to give me an update or give us all an update of what's going on at Tractor in the tractor world and how you guys are doing.
Thanks so much, Chris. I really, really appreciate the opportunity to be here today and to talk with you and your team. And I really want to thank you for the partnership. That's very important to our culture, to our mission, and to our values. As Chris said, my name's Al Latera. I'm the Senior Vice President responsible for information technology at Tractor Supply. So it's the enterprise technology stack there, from e-commerce to stores to supply chain to the back office systems. Infrastructure is in my area of accountability. To tell you a little bit about Tractor, just for those of you that don't know, Tractor Supply is a rural farm and ranch retailer focused on driving and delivering legendary customer experiences to customers and to team members. So we're really supporting smaller communities across the United States. To give you an idea of the size of this partnership, Tractor Supply has over 2,000 stores. We have a consumer mobile application that has over 2 million downloads as of the end of the year. We have approximately 23 million Neighbors Club members, so our loyalty program, and that's growing at a rapid pace. We've had 37 quarters of double-digit e-commerce growth. So, we've seen a big shift into the digital, buying online space. And then we've had 7 quarters of double-digit comp growth, for the business as a whole. And that's caused us to grow almost 89 spots in the Fortune 300 in the last year. So, to give you an idea, Tractor's, becoming a bigger company, and the partnership with Theatro has grown along with it.
That's awesome. Well, we really, really value that. And you're an inspiration, Al. Your company's an inspiration to so many people in the industry of what's possible with the right culture, the right team, and the right strategy. And we wish you the best. And we're so happy to be along for the partnership. Well, we obviously are a big part of our relationship from my perspective, is the innovation that we do together. What's interesting is the fact that we've got a lot of very big customers and exciting tier one retailers as well. But what I really love about Tractor Supply is not only leaning in on the technology, but actually doing new and innovative things. Plowing a new road that everybody else is just amazed and wowed at. I mean, we have a lot of customers that are actually doing some basic good blocking and tackling, but almost everything we do with you guys is something new that nobody's thought of. And what's interesting is we really value the fact that we get to be the enabler, if you will, of some of those ideas, and that just reinforces kind of the value that we bring to the market and to others. But you guys are definitely a thought leader, and you're leaning in so many fun ways. And we're just excited to be able to be a part of it. So thank you very much. I mean, and I hope that we continue this, because we're trying to make innovation and do things quickly, rapidly, and different as easy as possible with as little low risk as possible, so that the old method of, pay me before I do anything, or, commit to a long-term relationship before I do anything. That's not where innovation comes from. Innovation comes from risking. Let's both take some risk, but do things that are really impactful. And we love that about our relationship together.
Yes, we've definitely accomplished some of those things. And I know we're going to get into some of those details, throughout this conversation. But that's one of the things that actually is exciting about being a team member at Tractor Supply and working with great partners is that we're doing so many unique and innovative things there. And I think the other component is that we're really taking into consideration Tractor Supply's mission and values and the support of our customers and our team members being at the forefront of everything that we do, focused on their health, their family's health and the communities that we serve. So it's been a fantastic ride the last few years. It started a while ago. We laid some foundational things. As we talked about, we've had a relationship for quite a while. But as that relationship has evolved and as Tractor's evolved, it's really turned into, how we brought technology to the forefront of our culture and the things that we're doing to support our customers and team members.
Oh, great.
So Al, can you let's get into that, because Chris brought up some great points about how you guys have been leaders in innovation and have really been on the forefront of bringing new experiences to your store and setting a new standard for the market. So I thought it might be good if we start just with getting your perspective of what does digital transformation mean for Tractor Supply, and how has that, how have you guys worked with us, with Theatro, to help transform your stores along with that customer experience?
Yeah, great question, Amy. Thanks. The digital transformation at Tractor is defined in our Life Out Here strategy. You can read about it, online. You can go to our earnings announcements. It's part of the discussion around everything that we're doing right now. But I think the key here is, and I've said it multiple times on this call already, is it's really centered around supporting our customers and our team members. They're a critical component to this in the communities they live and work. And what that really means is we're really focused on those smaller communities that really truly live a life out there mentality. When we step back and we started looking at it, people use the word omni-channel, but it's really, how are we really thinking about integrating the shopping experience, for both the customer and for the team member? So how are we driving capabilities across the shopping channels, both digital and physical, right? Because you have your online presence and then you have your physical store presence, which is a huge part of how we service and support our customers, right? So what does integrating those technology platforms means is it's really looking at not just, let's say, the Theatro devices, not looking at e-commerce, right? But it's really looking at point of sale systems all the way down to the pin pad. Okay, so the tethered point of sale that customers are interacting with, team member mobility. So the mobile devices that we've empowered our team members with now to be able to do things like product lookups or check a customer out in the side lot. So those team member mobility devices, how we're integrating with those, with order management technologies. And then looking at, the website functionality and the capabilities that are really required in order to give our customers that seamless experience. So when you start talking about things like buy online, pick up in store, it's not just I'm going to the store and I'm going to show up at the front and figure out how to pick up an order. It's really making sure that there's a seamless experience. Now, there's a key component to this, and I think that's really where the Theatro devices have come in and made a big impact at Tractor, which is the investment in our team members, because they're quarterbacking this process as the customers are interacting with those physical locations. So an example of this, and really how Theatro is helping to play that coordination engine is, last year we started looking at the overall health of our team members and our customers, right? So we started looking at the contactless curbside pickup process, right? So that we could try to make it as safe as possible for our team members and for the customers. What had happened was we stepped back and we started looking at it, and we looked at our consumer mobile application devices. Our team member mobility devices. We looked at the customers that had downloaded the consumer mobile application, and then we looked at the Theatro devices, and we said, how can we create that seamless experience? So what we did was we partnered with Theatro and some other vendors to basically build I'm on my way functionality into the consumer mobile application so that the customer would let us know when they were on their way. What's more important is that we also put functionality for them to be able to notify us both online and within the consumer mobile app when they were at the store, so that the customer who had received the order already via the Theatro device also received notification that they were sitting in the parking lot ready to pick up the order. So when you think about that and you think about that integration and you think about those partnerships between the two companies, Theatro is really that quarterback of that whole process, consistently notifying the customer as they're interacting with us through our various technology platforms that we're using to communicate with them and make sure they have the right products to live life out there.
Well, the whole idea of digital transformation of the workforce is one that we take really seriously, Alan. I think you're just living examples of it, which is if everybody's connected, every employee, every team member is connected all the time to the enterprise, then you can actually imagine all different types of experiences are possible because everybody can actually play a role and you don't have to worry about point solutions or point ways to get something to happen because everybody is connected all the time. And so we think that you guys are just perfect living examples of digital transformation of that frontline team that so many people dream about and they talk about, but you guys are making it a reality. So it's really exciting.
And what's interesting, Chris, is if you go back to when we started developing those use cases, and this is where vendor partnerships become so key, is your team was with us when we were on store visits, going through what those experiences were, when we were talking to team members, store managers, when we were talking to customers that were picking up orders, how we could actually enhance that process, and create that better process. So, that's where the innovation and the partnership comes into play. And that's how it really, grows over time and it compounds itself into delivering more and more capabilities.
Yeah, the partnership has grown. I know you guys started when you were first deploying Theatro, started with a pilot. Can you speak to how we've grown together really over the past year, and how are you looking at the future with new applications and automation and driving additional experiences?
Well, it's almost you have to go back like 5 years. For those of you that are watching this, Chris and I were actually kind of revisiting our past, and this is where building partnerships and relationships is really key in the technology industries and the retail industries, right? Because if you think about it, 5 years ago we were talking about various use cases. Chris and I met at NRF and had a multitude of conversations with previous leadership, and it was engaging, and we just kept the contact and the communication consistent over time, knowing that there would be a time and a place, and there is for every solution. So that's a testament to your leadership team. But the partnership, I have to say, has really blossomed probably in the last 18 months. I know with the macro situation that we're dealing with COVID and the macroeconomic impact of that, obviously has had a huge impact to Tractor Supply and to your firm as well, right? But what started off as a pilot, has now grown to, we're in the process of rolling out a Theatro device to every team member in our stores. I mean, and you think about the power of that relationship starting 5+ years ago, and now to where we are today. It's a pretty big transformation when you think about that. What's more important, though, and I think this is the thing I really wanted to highlight, is our relationship went out of just selling communication devices and really started to become, in the last 12 months, probably a much more integrated relationship where we're focused on delivering innovative experiences. And I think that's the key, that there were use cases that were specific to our customers, to our team members, to the communities that we were in. And the teams really worked very closely together to define those use cases and really go after coming up with unique ways to solve, those opportunities. We started off delivering communications to team members, and we leveraged the tool to really help coordinate that customer support, both in the store, on the side lots, in the front of the store. So for those of you that don't know, Tractor has, the traditional 4 walls inside, and then we have a side lot with probably larger, more bulkier items, and we have more bulkier items up front. So, the communication was very key because we were able to really coordinate making sure customers were served. If they were in the front of the store and they were looking at a high ticket item, we could get somebody out there immediately and they could access the people within the store if they didn't have the right answers to the question that the customer asking. But like I said, it's transitioned into so much more. One of the things that we've done is we've leveraged our our advanced analytics platforms that we run on Snowflake today, to deliver sales data now to team members in stores. And why this is so important is it gives them context, while they're out walking around, while they're looking for customers, while they're replenishing items in the store as to where we are relative to our sales plan. I think, where this has gone, and another unique, innovative component of all this is how we've leveraged Theatro and the consumer mobile application. So you think about the cold weather outside right now, a customer that's downloaded the team member mobility app or the customer app can now actually click a button at the propane refill when it's cold outside, and it notifies a team member via the Theatro device that there's somebody outside that needs help, and the customer can, not have to get out of the car and go inside, and the team member doesn't have to stand outside. They're notified, they walk outside, they service the customer, and we're done. So these unique use cases and these innovative ideas have really come to life. There's more, but those are just two examples where we've really partnered together to come up with unique ways to solve, both team member and customer facing challenges.
Well, we're excited about it, Al, because as the mobile platform, as a platform, and the innovation that we've done, as you said, over the last say 18 months, rolling out about 14, 15 different apps, right? Beyond our core communication bundle. It's exciting to think about. We have 80 different apps, 80 different apps to solve just about every kind of workflow or experience that you want to do. So we're just at the beginning of all the things that's possible. And I love the way that you guys have really embraced the parking lot. COVID has brought this to everybody, but you guys were out in front of this. The parking lot is part of the store, right? It's not stopped at the four walls. It's the side lot, it's out front, it's everywhere. And those team members need to be able to orchestrate inside and outside seamlessly, right? And not many people do that well. Everybody's had to embrace curbside because of COVID. But if you're looking at it as a temporary thing or a patchwork thing, you're missing the opportunity. And you guys are doing a great job of saying, this is our everything. We don't stop. Our stored experience doesn't stop at the walls. It goes all the way out to the propane fill. And I want it to be just as good as the person in the aisle and have that seamless experience with the customer. And it's really exciting. We're really excited about what are the possibilities of what we can do together.
Well, and Chris, if you think about it, what's unique is also, think about the support that's required to the number of team members to coordinate that buy online, pick up in store process, ship from store, delivery from store, all the different aspects of how a consumer order gets fulfilled. And efficiency is a key component of all this. We partnered with your team to focus on the business cases around this as we look to optimize labor, and it's not necessarily that we're taking labor away. It's actually, we're making it more efficient so that, team members can focus on getting product out of the back rooms faster to the front. So customers in need don't have to make multiple trips. We're coordinating, receiving aspects, leveraging the Theatro devices. So it's really bringing an efficiency that it isn't about just a cost savings. It's really about, how do we optimize, a team member's efficiency within the store and make their life easier. So, these apps and these innovative use cases that we keep bringing up, and, your team's been very close with us on a number of them, is a critical component as to why we're continuing, to make the investment in your platform. And, as we talked about at the end of the year, as we went from, we had basically, team members that had devices, we had kind of a blanket in the store, to every team member having one, shows the value that we've created through leveraging those 80 apps or the apps that Tractor is developing or the ones we're partnering together to develop.
You might not know this. I'm going to go on a little tangential rant here. Our name, Al, Theatro, I often get asked where the name Theatro came from. And it's actually, we've always viewed that, and a key word is orchestration, right? And then we'll go back to the propane tank. The ability to deliver the seamless experience, whether you're out of the propane tank or in the front of the store or in the store, requires significant orchestration amongst team members to work seamlessly together so that you don't have this broken process. Well, Theatro, we always viewed that it's a play off of the theater. Right? Everybody's a cast member. They have a role to play and to bring the production to life. And you guys do this so well. It's an experience and a production. And our role is to help that facilitation between team members. You may not know that, but that's actually where the name came from. And it's bringing it to life in stores like yours. Because if you have broken processes, you have discontinuity between systems and so forth, consumers know that. They feel it, and it's like going to a theater production. It's not very well done, not very well produced. That's not what you want to go back for. But if it comes off and it's a great experience, people keep coming back, and that's why you guys are winning, in my opinion.
Yeah, and the orchestration is really key. I mean, and I think that's a great word to use to describe it. And it's in the use cases I've already brought up. I mean, that's what we've been really talking through, and it's kind of interesting, being responsible for technology. Anybody can develop an app, but what we're finding right now is that the integration between them is really the key, right? And that it's taking the customer, and I don't mean integration from a tech perspective. I mean it from a customer experience perspective. Now, don't get me wrong, we have a lot more work to do, and we are not resting on our laurels going into 2022 and beyond. But that's really the key is how do you create that that experience that flows through, so that the orchestration just isn't on the communication side, but it's actually and how all those other technologies that are available to team members and consumers come together to support the processes that they expect when they go shopping, right? Whether online or in a store.
So Al, you brought up the automated delivery of the sales information for your team members. Looking into 2022, what's the focus for Tractor Supply, and when it comes to digital transformation, what are you guys looking to accomplish?
Well, building on what I said before, obviously advancing our digital capabilities is critical to us. I mean, it's the things that we've gone to the street with have articulated our continued investment in technology and our technology platforms through our One Tractor strategy that is core to our Life Out Here strategy. So we are continuing to make investments in IT and the technology teams and the technology platforms that we have in place, and as well as bringing on future ones. It's a top priority for us as an organization. I think there's a big focus right now on machine learning and AI, and it's not so much for the sake of doing it. It's really how do we get smarter at interacting with the customers now. We have some rich information, through our loyalty programs. We have rich information through our consumer mobile apps on our customers, and using that information is really focused on, trying to, give team members the right information to be able to provide them that legendary customer service that our customers have, come to expect. So I'll give you an example. Intelligent prompting is a big thing for us right now. If you think about going to a store today, you're asked the same question. Are you enrolled in our loyalty program? Have you signed up for a credit card? Well, how great would it be if that was a relevant question that hadn't been asked 5 times before when you were in the store? So looking at that is one of the things that we're looking at, leveraging that AI and machine learning technology platforms to really help us going into next year. And thinking about that as it relates to Theatro, how amazing would it be if that was also integrated with the Theatro devices, so that it wasn't just a prompt on a pin pad, but it was actually a prompt to a team member, through an earpiece, the right question to ask a customer, or have the right customer data, or have the right product information so that they can really provide that legendary service. So, that's a big focus for us. I think our team member mobility platform is another area. I talked about it a little earlier, but we've really focused on stopping looking at the traditional point of sale, that cash wrap, as that place where technology sits and interacts with a customer, and really try to make it more mobile. I talked a little bit about our side lots, the front of the store, having order management systems, POS systems, inventory availability applications, pricing lookups, the ability to order product and ship it to a customer. Those capabilities are critical, in the front of the store, on the side of the store. So huge investments in our team member mobility platform. And once again, how does Theatro interact with that tool is a key component of our focus in 2022. Obviously our consumer mobile application is a big area of investment for Tractor, along with, continuing to improve that store technology base and our e-commerce platforms, and really focusing on that integration that I already talked about. They're just key items. The other thing that I think is really important to note here as well is the team member technology capabilities are also something that we've really highlighted. As the labor markets have become harder and harder, as skilled team members that really understand our mission, our values, understand the communities we support, that team member is very centered to our strategy going into next year. And the technology platform around that is being enhanced significantly and integrated with the Theatro platform. So, that's just a few. I can tell you the list is longer, but, we probably need about 3 or 4 hours to go through all of it. What I would say that's really core to everything, and we brought it up, is that partnership with our vendors, Theatro being one of them. And, we're going to continue to push the envelope on innovation. We're going to continue to push your teams, as Chris and Amy and Jeff know, and Kimberly knows. We're constantly pushing that envelope. So, we're constantly looking for those innovative use cases to support our customer and our team members. And it's all, to advance our legendary customer experience that, people have come to know and to trust.
Yeah. Well, that's really exciting, Al, because we love the way that you bring your culture to life, and we're helping to be a part of that, right? And some of the things you mentioned about the future, especially AI and ML, and how do you assist the team member to deliver a better experience with more information, is right in our sweet spot of where we're going from a development journey and so forth. And we really look forward to working with you and your team to make that a reality. Because I think so many of the things that you mentioned is possible. And having spent a lot of time in your stores with your team members, they are really, they love the fact of what you guys are doing to help them and make them more effective. They really do. The sales update, knowing where their store is at any time throughout the day is so meaningful to them, to be able to know what do they need to do to contribute to the group success, right? I mean, it seems like little things, but it's so important because you've got 40,000 people out there, 40,000 team members out there to affect and impact. And so I'd encourage you to keep it up and push the envelope, push us. That's okay. That's what we're here for, is coming up with great ideas that make an impact for the team members. Because at the end of the day, that's what they're they're the front line. They're just not the front. They're the front line with the customers, and it's all up to them to make the experience possible. And we'll be in the background, kind of in the orchestration role. But we really are excited about some of the new innovative things that you have on the plate and plan for us together going forward.
Yeah, as you think about the pandemic, Chris, and the impacts of COVID on, team member processes, we've thrown so much more at them as well, right? So when you start thinking about innovation, you got buy online, deliver from store, buy online, pick up from store. You've got buy online, ship from store. You've got so many. I mean, that's just a few, right? And I could keep going on all the different fulfillment channels that are available that are orchestrated, as you articulated earlier, through the store. So I really see, a rich partnership coming in the next probably 2 to 3 weeks. That's pretty fast, right? So Jeff and the team is our sales team that supports in this. Hopefully, they're watching this. They know we're going to move very, very, very quickly to do some of these innovations, but coordinating and orchestrating, for that team members, especially as we put more and more labor around all this, is really a critical component of the overall success. So I'm looking forward to it, actually. I'm looking forward to the challenges. I'm looking forward to finding the new use cases that people haven't even thought about yet. And, I know that's what energizes me. I know that's what energizes your team. And it's in line with your culture and our culture, which is defined through our mission and our values.
You guys are definitely the leader in a lot of ways, and everybody is anxious to follow. I mean, almost every customer I go to, it's like, tell us about Tractor, tell us what Tractor, tell us how did they make the decision to do this? And it's really, lean forward, move forward, try things, and think from the team member and how you're going to bring that culture to life. That's what it's all about.
That is, and I know that we're probably coming close to closing, but once again, it's through partnerships, and it's partnerships like ours between Tractor Supply and Theatro that deliver those unique solutions. Some work, some don't, but it's that teamwork that brings the group together to be able to constantly innovate and think through the world of possibilities. And I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for the leadership team, and I'm thankful for the fact that we get to work together on a regular basis to exceed our team member and our customer expectations.